Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is DFree, and here today I'm going to be going over a guide for you guys and also including some gameplay. So that's going to be in the video as well, in case you thought it wasn't going to be. But anyways, a guide for the extreme co-op stage. So people are still asking me about this. I wasn't really going to do anything about this, and you know, that being said, it's been out for a while. I thought people would have maybe figured it out by now. But the cool thing is, to help me with this video, I do have an awesome visual guide here from Reddit. So huge shout out to Reddit user Lugiani, I believe is how you pronounce it. If not, I butchered it, and it is what it is. Anyways, we're gonna again go over this guide here that he posted, and I'm gonna give you guys my feedback, and then in the second half of the video I'm gonna include some examples of matches using some of these characters and some of the match runs that I consider to be perfect runs, etc. Now the thing is to know that like not every match run that you do is gonna be perfect. As you see, these are the top characters to use as per this guide, but yeah, not every run's gonna be perfect. Sometimes there are gonna be stages where you're not in sync with your buddy in terms of like using the Rising Rush. Maybe you guys don't get it at the same time for some reason. Maybe you don't choose the same card, and you just kind of like float between those types of inconsistencies a little bit with your matches. And then every now and again, excuse me, you're gonna get like a perfect run, right, where everything clicks, everything's easy, smooth, etc. So from my experience, Hit is the cleanest, fastest way to do this. The only character on this list I have not tested was Goku Black. I have tested all the others. Hit was the cleanest, fastest way. The Revival Goku is really good too, because you have a lot more leeway, because you can get KO'd and then obviously revive from there. It provides you with more opportunities to take more aggro from the enemy FRIEZA boss. Super Saiyan Blue Goku is pretty good too, the other one. At Zenkai 7, I don't know about below that, because obviously I don't have him below that, but at Z7 he's pretty good, has good sustain. And Shallot's interesting because Shallot is a wet noodle in the beginning of the match, but once he transforms he's good to go. Also the boss is a dark type, so Shallot has a unique placement in here. And the Blue Goku, Damn It Goku, is good for a lot of the same reasons as the other Gokus. He's got good sustain. If you use his blue cards specifically for counters, he does a lot more damage. He always does more damage, but that's going to be really good in this overall. So the things that they're mentioning here is these are the preferred characters. The whole thing is a lot easier if you can discuss with your buddy about Rising Rushes. Yeah, co-op is a lot easier if you have somebody like on Discord or somebody you can coordinate with over the phone or things like that, right? You won't have those inconsistencies that I talked about a moment ago. There are other units suitable for this stage besides the ones here as well. Yeah, you just kind of have to test out and find what you can use, right? So anyways, let me know in the comments down below if you guys weren't using these characters. Let me know which characters you were using. Again, we are going to have gameplay. So he says here, note 2, double Shallot is doable if you're very lucky, but chance of that time running out are very high. Yeah, double Shallot I have not tried. I only had my Shallot with a Hit, and again, Hit, in my opinion, is the best character for this stage. He makes it very quick and easy. Shallot can take more hits due to type advantage. Again, Shallot's a light type versus the dark type extreme boss, so you can also choose to form double Shallot runs and stuff like that, or using double Namek Goku. And they do say if you use Shallot, teach him the Super Saiyan Blue Purple Future Saga Vegeta's move, so you do get the special move damage up for you and your ally, which is pretty good for co-op just in general. If you play with Namek Goku, try to use your blue cards as counters. Also, a really big thing about this stage, and I'm gonna talk about this in the gameplay a little bit more. A really big thing about this stage is actually using your cover changes. And again, characters like Hit who have a cover change is really good. The thing is, like, it can be a little hard to cover changes effectively with the timing in co-op due to the shorter animations and stuff. It's not like normal gameplay, but cover changes are paramount there. And even if you're not getting the special cover change, you're still taking aggro, right? So keep that in mind. Also, aiming for double Rising Rushes. You always want to do that if possible. That's just proper etiquette for co-op anyway. And you want to pick the same card for a perfect rush. This is the hardest step. Yeah, so to pick your perfect rush, double RR, same card, like I said, this is hard to do if you're not coordinating. There are matches where some people will choose the same card twice, and I'm like, I'm not choosing the same card twice because it literally got guessed, etc. By the enemy or whatever the case. Like, I don't know, it's hard to coordinate sometimes. Don't pick green or blue. You don't often have those cards, so if you're matched with your buddy and blues, you need the damage. Yeah, so the cards in your hand at the time of the rush in the game in general, in all modes, are what determine the Rising Rush animations. If you have a blue in your hand and you don't pick it, your character's going to get an extra Kamehameha if it's a Goku, etc., right? So you get extra damage, so keep those cards in your hand if possible. So I'm going to show you some matches here, kind of commentate, post-commentary, because those were not live matches. Those are recorded, just post-commentary. So we're going to get into those and go from there. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one. This is a double hit showcase, and I believe I'm going to put up a double SS Blue Goku one. I don't want the video to be too long. I have about 4 or 5. I'm only going to put like 2 in this video to give you an example. This one I consider to be basically a near perfect run. Right there I used tap punches to cancel out of the strike animation he was going for. So you can use tap punches. You'll see me pull a cover change here if I haven't already yet. Anyways, you'll see me pull a cover change here shortly. And there are things like that you can do to really help your allies with sustains. So again, by all means, please use things like that, especially the cover changes, to your advantage if your character has a special cover change. They will work in co-op, and that is very effective. My buddy's already got his rush. I have not got mine yet, so I'm trying to just basically effectively get to the same spot as he's in. If you get your rush, please do not use your rush unless your ally is using a rush with you. Do not do the single rush thing. Just don't do it. Just never do it. Basically never do it. Honestly, it just frustrates players. So never do the single rush thing. Try to get your rush going as well. And when you have your rush, kind of just sit there whenever you see that you both have it. Wait for somebody to activate it. Don't use cards. Don't use strikes because you'll get stuck in the animation. See right here, nobody used anything. You'll get stuck in an animation and you won't be able to do the double rush on time. So right here I chose Blast. The good news is he chose Blast as well. So we get not only a double rush, we get the perfect on the double rush as well. So we're going to do a ton of damage. I believe it was 26 million. And that is a lot of damage. This has been a very quick run on FRIEZA thus far. Obviously far from over. About halfway done, I guess. But yeah, so a couple things like that. I mentioned the tap punch thing earlier. It's probably going to pop up again here. Tap punches basically do no damage, but they are good for canceling out, again, of a strike animation and stuff like that, especially if your buddy's getting targeted. You can just kind of stop FRIEZA. In one of my matches, FRIEZA was about to use his ultimate, and no, not the ult, his blue card, and I canceled out of it with a tap punch. So there's another cover, but didn't really, special into anything, but whatever. Yeah, you can use tap punches to cancel out of animations and basically save your team a lot of damage, right? So, okay. He's tap punching a lot. They're both tap punching each other a lot. So yeah, the only downside with like tap punching is like I mainly do it when I don't have like a vanish or key and I'm kind of just stuck, right? Yeah. That's the main time I'm mainly doing it. So right here, I'm not gonna call the aggro. I strike here. I'm not gonna call the aggro. Oh, here's the tap punches, right? Yeah. So that's like I said, you can cancel that stuff. I don't know if that was this match or not, but yeah, I didn't feel like calling the aggro just because I felt like we were gonna pretty much win this right here. I kept on that ult for a long time. I popped the green beforehand, and we're both going to go ahead and go for the KO here. So he goes for the blue. His is going to proc right after my ult here. Again, like I said in the beginning, hit is the cleanest way to do this. He is not the only way, but he is. That's such a cool transition, by the way. This hit just zoomed in right after my ult. Yeah, he's not the only way, but he is the best way to do it, in my opinion. Maybe you guys have found better success with the revived Gokus, though. The double revived Goku is just a little slower. I've done that one, too. It's just a little slower. But again, there's a lot of leeway defensively. If you really get stuck, you're in a great position. We're kind of trying to beat him really quickly here when we don't really have cards, apparently. Right before his barrier regenerates, and I'm like, come on. Okay, there's a blue. I need to use my blue, but I didn't do it. I clicked the strike instead. My ally goes for his blue, and we got him. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up another match. I'm going to decide on which one. I have a few. We'll see. I'll be right back. Okay, so I chose this double Super Saiyan Blue Zenkai 7 Goku one instead. I mean, just because I didn't want both of the matches I showed to be characters that are brand new characters, right? The last one was a double hit. You guys probably expect the new summonable character to be able to do it. Now, this is still a Zenkai 7. Look at the tap punch synergy that we had there. Still a Zenkai 7, so obviously still going to be quite powerful. But he is actually an easily obtainable character nowadays, so I feel pretty comfortable using him in a video. Anyways, that being said, my gauge is almost back. I'm going to take a lot of aggro early on here. Just because one thing I'm doing with this Goku is I'm really trying to make sure that I'm using cards to get his constant stacking buffs with damage and stuff. That's one thing that I'm really trying to do with him, and I'm going to do that throughout the video. Like, you're going to see me use a lot of cards like right before I use an ult or right before the rush, even though I have my rush already built up. So like right here, I'm taking aggro. I'm already still trying to do more cards, and I'm going to take more aggro here. I've already clicked these. Just don't do what I'm doing, basically. This is very sloppy, very hasty. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm still doing it, by the way, and I get hit again with another blue card. Don't do it. Also, my ally never took any aggro from me, for the record. I mean, it was all like very, very back-to-back. But the good news is this Goku has good sustain, right? He's able to tank really well, and then also the healing with the green cards. So I'm not really too worried. If worst comes to worst, I'll start using those green cards. I'll start maybe letting my ally take some more aggro. You know, not trying to protect him too much or whatever the case is. Like in the match with the hits, that's one thing that we constantly did was we constantly switched aggro a lot. Look at the synergy here. Side step at the same time, the same direction. There's one point where I use a green card. It's just, I remember that scene. I was like, oh, this looks really cool. Like, they like within each other. Like, is it right here? No. It's a little bit later. It's the next one I use, I think. Okay, so I'm trying to get my Dragon Balls as well as the damage buffs. Like I said, I am the target here, which is not great. I think he calls aggro here. Yes, he did. Covered. So here we go. More ki, more damage, all that fun stuff. I'm out of cards, so I was going to tap. He backed out. It turned into a tackle. Blue card there. Again, I'm not trying to call him over to me, but I'll protect my ally by using some cards I have here. And I'm going to call him now, just because my ally was taking a little more damage than I wanted him to. I did draw a green there, thankfully. That's just what I needed in just the right moment. Okay, so this is where the green card synergy I was talking about. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm setting up for another rush. And again, I'm trying to use some more cards, get also stall until my ally gets his. He has 6 Dragon Balls, but also trying to get these cards going. Like right here, I'm still using these cards before I click that ult. Because when his hits land, again, you do get the buffs. And the ki is really good. The ki enabled that special move. I don't believe I popped the special move, but it did enable it. Again, this Goku's very powerful. And everything that you're doing, I love that transition there. I almost didn't get in the rush in time because he needed to wait another half second. He went a little too quick. But yeah, everything you're doing here is type neutral unless you're using Shallot. So you're really just seeing raw power of these characters, which also, again, could be bad because you might get destroyed, right? So I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Again, try to use your cover changes, try to call aggro, try to use some of those characters that were recommended earlier. If you're using those characters, follow by some of the guidelines like countering with the blue Goku, and you'll be fine. Have an awesome day, and I'll see all of you in the next video.